Hi guys, this is Sirius Parsec. Today in this video we are looking at how to open it. How to open the D888. So this one I purchased in 2007. I'm still using it. It works great with the exception of a broken knob. You can Google the service manual. Make no mistake, it's not the owner's manual, but it's a service manual from the internet. It's easy to find. It's got several pages. I'm just showing one here for the purpose of this video. You will need one screwdriver. That's about it. Well, it depends what you want to do, but you may need other tools later on. But at this stage, to dismantle it, that's all you need. So we'll start with the side plates. We've got 5 screws, black screws, format PH for the screwdriver, and we'll remove twice 5 screws. We'll look at the bottom. There's a metal plate here. 3 silver screws that we need to remove as well. So still using the same screwdriver. And then once we've done that, we'll look at the back panel. You don't need to remove the screws on the power supply plug. Just remove the other 4 black screws that you see here. And then once this is done, we're going to be ready to open the beast. So you see a power unit here, and then we'll have a look at the HDD. So it's easier if you want to work on the HDD. It's easier to remove the main power supply plug. You can swing it from left to right. Pull it gently with your finger. You can press this clip here that I'm showing, and it can be difficult if it's old. If it's that old, like 16 years old, it can be a bit difficult to remove. But we need to be patient. Let's have a look at the inside now. The HDD, if you plan to remove it, I guess you will have to clone it. This is a Seagate Barracuda. It's a 40 gigs. It's a genuine HDD. So this one is 16 years old, and it's still working. You've got these twist ties here that hold the wires. So you need to unfold them, remove the wire, and then unscrew these 4 silver screws that hold the HDD case, not the HDD itself. You just remove the case. So we've got these 4 screws here. And then once we've done that, we need to unplug the HDD itself, the SATA and the power. So just pull on the plug, not on the ribbon itself, of course. Pull the plug, swing it left to right if needed. Then you can remove the buttons, the knobs. I think Korg says there are 53 knobs on this mixer, on this console. So gently pull them, and they will come loose pretty easily. No big deal here. It takes some time, but once this is done, you can actually think about doing some cleaning, actually, because the knobs are gone again, and it's much easier to clean the whole thing. This is what Korg calls the foot pedal. I'm not using it myself, but you need to remove it, and you need to unscrew the X nut on the outside. It's on the front panel, and there's a washer that comes also with the X nut. So remove them, put them back so that you don't lose them or mix them. Then we've got 4 screws on the PCB, this green board, and also an insulator that I'm showing here. And the screws for the insulator have washers, so you need to be careful. Keep the washers, the 3 screws and washers for the insulator. Then with this is I'm using an eye wrench. It's 12 millimeters, so it's about a 1/2 inch, and underneath, under the X nut, there's a washer again. So you've got 8 X nuts for the 8 tracks, and then I think you've got some more, 6 or 8. So it's the same process. Remove the X nut and then remove the washer. I recommend that you would use your fingernails and not a screwdriver or what have you. Maybe something made of plastic if you don't have long fingernails. And same thing. Put all that stuff in a box, in a case, so that you don't mix everything. Yeah, this one wasn't easy. I have long fingernails though. All right, so now we need to remove them all, but we also have to remove the screws on the XLR connector. On all these black plugs with a XLR input, we need to remove these. Don't do that. I said put them in a box, not on a sheet of paper, man. Anyways, so you need to remove all of them, and then we'll be able to get the PCB, the printed circuit board, ready to be worked on. So this is it. I'm opening it, and I'm removing the PCB. Be careful with the screen, of course. So this is what it looks like. You can clean it if you know how to use these compressed air or gas sprays. If you don't do it, because as you can read, it gets when decompressed, the air gets very, very cold, and you could damage your PCB, your printed circuit board. So here, as you can see, I've got a button. I think it's a stop button on the key block. So you've got the rewind, you've got the rec, the play, and you've got this one. Actually, I had 2 broken. But you cannot just replace one button. You need to, and Korg calls that the key block. It's a full block, it's a full set with all the knobs, all the buttons. So you need to replace it all, okay? And as you can see, the color is slightly different. We've got a 16-year-old button here and a brand new one that I purchased from Algam in France. They've got all the components for these D888. Everything you need, they've got it. So we need to glue it. Algam Web Store, that's the guys I was talking about. Pretty reactive. So before we glue it, we need to from the old one, we will take these black things, these light dimmers, so they insulate the LED light, so that the green and green, what have you, green and red LEDs, the light does not mix together. So that's why. So you take the old ones and put them back into the new one. So when this is done, let's have a look at the oval. I've not changed any this time. Maybe later we'll see. They're not perfectly aligned, actually. And then I've used clamps for 24 hours, neoprene glue. If you don't know how to use neoprene glue, do not use it. Take a regular plastic, strong plastic glue instead, and let them clamp 24 hours. You may need to weld or unweld, depending on what you want to do. The unwelding is is not an easy operation on these things. You will need more tools, and if you don't know, if you if you've never done it before, don't ever try. You may damage your PCB, your knobs.
Je ne sais pas.
So yeah, these guys have everything. Korg is still supplying like these two rotary potentiometers. The oval buttons, the oval knobs, as you can see, they're still available. So yeah, if you want to go farther, do more work, replace potentiometers, what have you, you can. Well, you need tools, like I said, at least a very good welding iron. You need tin solder, and to unweld, of course, you will need this thing, which is tin removal mesh. It's tin removal mesh is made of copper. It absorbs the melted tin, the old tin that you've melted with the iron, the welding iron. It works pretty well, and you can also use this kind of a pump that is called a solder sucker. Once it's the tin is melted, you can swallow it using the pump. It's pretty easy, but you really need to be an expert. It's easy when you know how to do it. This is a microscope view of a potentiometer. Pretty much the same as the genuine ones, the one I had on the console initially. And this is the other face. So this is it. Thanks for liking and sharing. Of course, I've reassembled it. Special thanks to Bass Guitarist 1985, who's on YouTube. And have a nice day.